So I am a pharmacist by qualification, but I'm actually pharmacist intern and I'm currently doing my master's. I'm a fun person, a fun individual, strict but fun. I'm hardworking. I also think that I'm passionate about education. I love education. Like I can have a busy day because, as I said, I'm doing my master's, right? So I can have a busy day, but I can always make time to teach. I don't know why, but it actually helps. You can even hear with my voice, it's slightly gone. It's through teaching, but that's who I am. Bridget's Learning Hub is an e-learning environment that allows students to have personalized tutoring and also group tutoring at the same time, right? But why I chose Bridget's Learning Hub is that I'm creating an environment that allows students to have access to quality tutors. At the same time, they have access to notes, they have access to past papers. So we're trying to create an environment that allows us to bridge learning gaps, because if you actually define what a learning gap is, it is the difference between what students know and what they're expected to know. Students don't even know that there's an exam guideline that tells them what they need to know or what they will be tested on. So our notes, we constantly check the exam guideline and fix it according to the exam guideline. But then it's us making sure that the students have a quality education, a holistic education, to make sure that they succeed. But at the same time, we work with teachers. That's what makes us also unique, because I can't work without the teacher. The teacher knows what the students need to know. The teacher also does know the weaknesses. It's just that the teacher cannot do a personalized teaching, just looking at one individual. So we then able to say, you know what, your characteristic is that you learn through examples. We're going to do a lot of examples. I will teach you, and then we do a lot of examples. If your learning is through writing notes, we are going to give you a lot of work for you to write down, and then when you come to the lesson, you've already read through the work and then are ready to do questions. But I think also what we focus on is students getting acquainted with past papers, because past papers actually tell you what's coming up. They give you a structure, a template to say. Due to COVID came about, I was doing my third year in pharmacy, so I had to go back home. We were doing online learning, all of us. When I got home, my sister was in matric. Oh, girl didn't understand simple, basic things. And I was like, how do you not understand that? Because mind you, she's doing the same subjects as I used to do. She has the same teachers that I used to have, except for maths. Maths, I had a different teacher. So I'm like, oh, and then I didn't care about the languages. I mostly cared about the maths and science. I didn't even care about her life sciences because she was good. So I looked at the subjects that she was struggling with, and I was like, why are you struggling? And I was like to my sister, let me teach you. You know, little sisters, and be like, you don't know anything. And then I was like, okay. Close to the November exams, I was like, I'm going to teach you whether you like it or not. As I said, this I think was in 2020. And then I taught her. When I taught her, she was like, oh, wait, my friends also need help. So obviously, I then opened up my home under COVID regulations. They would come and then I'll teach them and then break down the concept. And I was like, wait, this is actually what I want to do. I love this. And then the Lord was like, open your business. And then I was like, okay, fine. Went to my mom, I was like, how much is it to open a business? She said some amount that I didn't have. So I was like, you know what, Lord, your will, your will. And then he opened up Bridget's Learning Hubs. I want to just mention the challenges of actually being an entrepreneur and being young.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's the biggest challenge that I have. Yeah. But then what I thank God about is that when I joined Propeller, right? Obviously, you guys won't give us you in a way like counselors. You don't tell us what to do. You make us have to go and research. So that gave me an opportunity to be open-minded to go. Google has some of the answers, not all of the answers. And then we also had mentors at the same time. So that was actually wonderful. But the biggest challenge I think I have is trying to be innovative at all times. So it'll be more like because in the beginning it was just me, the only tutor there. But now I had to think about expanding because Bridget's Learning Hub cannot be at the same place every year. So now, how will I, when the tutors come in, how will I record the lessons that they've done? How will I do all those simple things? So I think it was nice to have mentorship, especially from Propeller. And I also had mentorship outside of Propeller, which was perfect. I loved it. I don't remember the year, but I think it was in 2021. Bridget's Learning Hub won competition. So ABSA ran a competition for the youth. I have to take into consideration Youth Month, Women Month, because why? Those are my months as an entrepreneur to get into competitions to succeed. And with Propeller, it has always been saying, if you see competitions, enter them, right? So I entered into the ABSA competition and we won first place. Obviously, there were many first place per week, but I thank God I was a first place and I got a laptop and obviously a grant that will help to build the business. And then also another one is that there was a perfect pitch competition by Jacaranda FM. I didn't win it, but I was part of the top 10. And I'm happy because it also tells you the progress that because it was top 10 out of many applications. And mind you, I'm a youth. So I'm actually getting to understand that just because I'm a youth does not mean that I cannot break barriers and be there. I can. I just need to make sure that I do not limit myself. And for me, the sky is not the limit. Even the universe is not the limit. There's actually higher and higher places that I can go to. When I think of human rights, obviously, I'm an education center. So everything that I think about is education. I was reading this morning something about how we can also help those who are orphans, right? So I think it's one of the rights that we all have. It's a right to education. But I noticed that not a lot of children have education. In the sense that when you look more into the rural communities, but I'm just saying that how we can help is also to just help to increase the amount of support when it comes to education, especially to underprivileged. But then if we can look at, when I'm looking at human rights, how can we help everybody to be educated? Because at some point, being educated, what does Nelson Mandela say again? I think it was Nelson Mandela's quote is that he speaks about how education helps empower you in a way. But then there are those who are not being empowered mostly because they don't have education. So I think as businesses, if we can look into empowering our community education-wise, obviously there are other ways. There are other human rights that are being violated across the country that I'm not mentioning. But then obviously, as I said, my focus mainly is in education. So if we can help everybody to have quality education all across the world, it will really be nice, because if I'm educated, I can do something in life than when I'm not educated at all. Bridget's Learning Hub's message for humanity is, we pray that we all have access to education because it is our right. And I pray that with the education, you use the knowledge for wisdom to be able to empower not only yourself, but also those around you. Because remember, umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu.